Hi guys, welcome back. We're going to introduce you to a vehicle we're currently working on, which is a Lamborghini Huracan LP610. The whole concept of this car is to convert this vehicle to give it the Countach look. If I take you around the vehicle, I know we haven't done a video from day we started the car, but we've got some clips that we'll add to this video that will show you the process. If you have a look at the arches, we haven't gone for a round sphere design. We've gone for the old school Countach style, but instead of having it very square on the edges, we've gone a bit smoother and round. Again, not finished, we're working on it. The issue that we come across was when we designed the kit, this area here was hollow, and this being hollow creates an issue when I put it here and attach the arch to the vehicle. You've got I wouldn't say a gap, but it's something that doesn't cosmetically look very well. I am now going to put masking tape here up to about, I'd say, the top end of the arch, because we still have to allow space for the wheel to turn left and right. And as this wheel turns left and right, it needs space inside. It shouldn't touch anything. You're only going to fill it up to here, and that will cosmetically enhance the look of the kit. It'll make it look more wholesome and covered and thick, girthy, whatever you want to call it. It'll look nice, it'll just look good. If you look on that side there, you've got the same problem there. You've got a big gap where I can put my fingers, where I like to put my fingers. But anyway, let's move to the side skirts. Side skirts are done, they fit well. We've got an added door piece to give it a bit more aggression instead of just ending it here. Rear arches, same thing again, Countach style. On the rear, we could achieve more of a boxy look because the rear doesn't steer. And because the front steers, we had clearance issues. So where it went square, it wouldn't turn properly. And the back, obviously we don't have that issue. We've got a bit more square on the back. We've got sharper lines here. We're liking this design a lot. When we went to the NEC Slammed UK Gravity Show and we released, well, we didn't release it, we launched this vehicle. The problem is the wheels weren't manufactured at the time of making the kit. When I came back from the show, I took the arches off, the wheels were on the car and the original body was then exposed. So I scanned it again, and then that gave me the position of the wheels on the front and the back. I made new arches so we don't have too much of a gap between the tyre and the arch, which is the best way, I say. Whenever you're going to make a wide body, you want to get the wheels first and build a wide body to the spec of the wheels. You don't want to start having to modify an arch just to fit a wheel because you've done it the wrong way around. All these arches were reprinted front and back. Spoiler, the party piece, absolutely love this design, the way it flows. To copy the original Countach, it had to be a lot wider, but I had to go with the proportions of the vehicle. Very happy with the way it turned out. I like the way the V shape of the supports for the spoiler work with the rear cover, the rear engine cover. It flows very well across the vehicle, and that was something that we had to put into the design. We could easily make the spoiler feet or supports straight, but we gave them an angle. So if you look from the front, you can see the angle. Diffuser, you can see that angle here, look. It V's, similar angle to the spoiler, and then similar angle to the vents on the rear engine cover on the back. Diffuser, let's talk to you about this. What's going to happen here is, that's just a bit of black vinyl, just to give it a look, to get an idea of what we're trying to achieve. Once this is installed, we will have some covers here, some heat-proof covers, so some special Cerakote material that we're working with another company to manufacture for us. Once this is on here, these will be cut out into the bumper as well, and we'll have 3 hexagonal, whatever this shape is, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 shapes here, 3 exhaust tips sticking out, and then we'll have an Audi style exhaust where the exhaust isn't connected to the cosmetic tailpipes, otherwise it'll just melt everything. If you look through, you'll see 3 big exhausts that are not connected to the tailpipes. We've got some fins that fit on the rear. That's that side, this is this side. Line up with these bottom fins here, and they give us a bit more of an aggressive look. We've got one here, we've got one there, like on this side here, you've got both of them on. You can see that. And that's basically it. Let's take you on the other side and show you what I'm doing. I told you I was filling the inside sections of the arches to make them look good. So if you look here, here's one we made earlier, baking program. No, it isn't, I'm lying. That's not one we made earlier. It is, but I've got the wrong piece. This is the right piece. What you can see here is, that's the section that fits onto the bumper outside. And what we did was we put masking tape from the bumper to the outer piece of the arch to create tension. And then we had a hole at the top, we put a funnel in, and we poured in polyurethane foam, and that expanded, and it filled all the area that needed filling. Then we put a layer of body filler or Bondo in America, about the same thing. And now we will sand this, give it a smooth look, fill the top end in, fill this edge here, and we'll have a nice closed part here. Just to give you an example of what we've done, from over here, I have to take all this tape off quickly. Again, the problem we had was when we put the arch on the bumper, because we'd cut the arch round here, well, it was more straight. When I put the wide body piece on, the bumper was sticking out here. So when you looked from this angle, you could see a bumper sticking out. I made some markings on the bumper, and I cut the bumper at the same angle of the kit. Now, when you attach this piece, you can see that this now joins with the original bumper and gives you a seamless look. This area here, nobody will ever look up there, although we are making covers to cover from the dust guard to the wide body, so there's no rough edges, which obviously we will address once the car's finished. Right now we're in prototype stages, so we're more focusing on making the kit fit flawless, and this is what we're concentrating on. All the alignment on the edges between the parts, the edge of the part where it meets the next following part. It's a bit of a journey just to get all this done. But yeah, we're getting there. The other piece I showed you earlier that I said was wrong, this piece here, as you can see, that's the area that I'm filling. If I put this back on here, yeah, you will see now clearly from there, there's a big hole between the wide body and the original body. This is what I'm covering, this gap here, up to about there. Because once the wheel's on, you don't see up here, but your eyes can still see down these areas when the wheels are turning. And this is the little detail that we look at to make sure the kit is perfect for us and the customer. But there's a lot to do on this car. We plan on finishing it as soon as possible. Another problem that we came across was the parking sensor and the angle of it. Even though the bumper's at this angle, the parking sensor's facing straight. So when we designed our part, we incorporated that same angle so we could put the parking sensor into the wider bumper piece. We can't just cover the parking sensor hole or randomly reposition the parking sensor, let's say over here or over here. Let me just show you what I mean. If I put that there, yeah, nice fit. That there is bang on where the old parking sensor is. We're keeping the same angle of the sensor over here, and the sensor will go here. We're not going to lose any functionality of the vehicle, and that's one of the hardest parts when making the kit, is to make the parking sensors function correctly as they were on the original car, on the original bumper, now onto the wider pieces. The next step for this now is some of the parts have been primed. We are going to neaten the arches, sand them down, give them a good cosmetic look, even though customers can't see the arches from inside, and then finish off all the arches, the wider pieces, make sure we're happy with them, with the fitment, with the areas that we're covering to hide gaps, etc. And then we'll be making molds. But before we make the molds, we have to use 2K primer, which is a very thick, heavy primer. It's like a filler primer. We're coating that all over the parts and then giving it a very nice surface finish. And again, we'll paint them with gloss, most likely black, because it's the cheapest. There's no point going for the Lamborghini red, which is in essence an Audi paint. There's no point spending all that money and painting these red. Yes, at the end of the process we'll get an idea of what the car looks like and what the finished product would look like, but at the same time you've got to look at costs. Black paint is much cheaper than this Lamborghini paint. We'll do all the parts gloss black, and then we'll wet sand them, machine polish, and then onto the molds. I estimate this kit to be ready around January, February time. Things take time, unfortunately. To make the kit itself, it took me 3.5-4 weeks. But then again, we realised that the dimensions were wrong on the arches compared to the wheels, so we had to go back to the drawing board, scanning again, making new arches. And that takes time, because a 3D printer doesn't just print in 10-15 minutes. It's not a happy meal. You just order on one window and get it on the other. Now that the arches are all printed, we've done our test fitting, fine-tuning the parts. We'll be making another video when we move on. So that'll be part 2, showing you the finished product and how it fits like a glove onto the car, and how we intend on installing it on customers' cars using silicone. We don't like the look or the functionality of riveting a body kit to a car. We've moved away from that, and that alone is such a massive issue, because you have to build an internal section. Most bolted parts are only what you can see up to the edge, and then you use a bolt to hold that against the body. All of the inside is hollow. It's very easy to make a bolt-on kit. I can make one in about a week, but we want it to be different, and we wanted to make parts that would go onto a car flush and be reversible. Arches are cut, you can't reverse that. In essence, you can. New wings, new quarter panels. On the Lamborghini, it's easy. The quarter panels are bolt on and bolt off. On a car like this, it's easy to bring it back to standard. But on a lot of other cars, once you cut the arches, but then that's the route you've taken, and then it's too late. But the main point I'm trying to make here is fitment, quality of parts, an enclosed part that isn't open from inside and weak. So it's strong because it's got a front and a back joint together, giving it a lot of strength. And very easy for a body shop to install like this. If you had glue on here now, just put that there. No pressure. Look, I'll hold it with one finger. Well, I can't. As you can see, the fitment is good. They don't have to work on the edges too much. They don't have to use filler. They're just sanding down primed parts that we've supplied and painting them and installing them. Simple. Trying to make the customer's life easier and cheaper, because a lot of body shops are charging a lot of money to install these kits, and we're trying to bring the cost down of installation and the time frame itself. You could fit a kit like this that we manufacture in a couple of hours, and this is where we're trying to innovate with our company and our products, and trying to make the customer's life easier. Any comments, please comment below. Please share, subscribe to our channel. We've got a lot of content coming through. We've been away from the lens for a long time, trying to perfect ourselves as human beings and our company procedures. On to the next one. See you soon. Take care.